Yasas and welcome to GRTV Kitchen. I'm Tina Sofos and we're here in Mill Park at Four Doors, and I'm here with one of the chefs, Bobby. Welcome, Bobby, to GRTV Kitchen.
Thank you, Tina. Welcome back.
And what have we got planned for tonight? What's on the menu?
So I went to Victoria Market yesterday. It's coming into winter. There's lots of great flavours and influences coming into season. I thought we'd cook up a bit of a twist, something for the specials board. I call it a bittersweet peppered kangaroo.
Kangaroo sounds very interesting. Look forward to that. Let's get cooking. Now we're in the kitchen, my favourite part of the segment. Now, Bobby, what are we going to do?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I was at the Vic Market yesterday and I like to go there for inspiration. Certain things were popping out at me. Like, it was a cold winter's day. Melbourne in particular can get quite miserable. There's lots of reds around. There's lots of, like bitter elements always remind me of winter, and game meats in particular. You've got these deep, dark, rich reds that are just, a little bit the symbol of winter, I believe. So I wanted to come up with a dish, to put on the specials board that was a little bit not what we usually do. So I came up with, as I said, the peppered kangaroo, but with a bit of a twist, using rhubarb, radicchio for the bitterness, and adding some chocolate and raspberry right at the end for a bit of the sweetness to the sauce.
And definitely colourful, exactly the colours of winter and the end of autumn at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll really represent, moving to the next season quite well.
Okay, walk us through it.
Okay, sure. So we'll start off with the base. So all we're going to do is poach the rhubarb in a sugar syrup. Now, I've done some of that, but these are our base ingredients. Really only sugar and rhubarb and obviously water, and we'll go through that as well. Then moving on to the main part of the dish, you've got your kangaroo, which I've pre-marinated in lots of different types of peppers and chili. You've got the radicchio, as described before, it's that real bitter sort of lettuce. I've got a splash of green, so the plate pops. Then moving on to the garnish, I've just pulled some of the jus that we use for all our steaks and all that sort of stuff.
And jus is a reduced stock?
Yeah, it's a reduced stock, and then you add, tomato and stuff at the end to really thicken it up. And then I've got some chocolate, some dark Jamaican chocolate, which I'm going to add to the jus for that sweetness. And then last but not least, I've got some raspberries. I've used frozen raspberries because there's not many raspberries around now, but they look fantastic and they'll really complement, the end dish, what we're trying to achieve.
Looks great. Let's get cooking.
Okay, Tina, so now we bring that up to a simmer, and once that's soft, that actually all the rhubarb gets strained out of the juice. I then reduce the juice that's left over. We puree the rhubarb, and then I'll dry the rhubarb out further in the oven. So this is the pureed rhubarb, which is quite sticky and thick and a very quite sweet, sour, intense flavour. And this juice here, that is the reduced sugar syrup, the rhubarb sugar syrup, and we'll use that as part of our garnish.
That looks amazing.
Okay, Tina, now it's time to cook the kangaroo. So we're going to pick out a nice big piece here. That's one serve, and straight onto the grill. Now that kangaroo gets cooked for approximately 7 minutes. We want it to come out medium rare, or we always cook it medium rare, unless the customer asks for it otherwise. Because it's game, if you overcook it, it's really quite tough. So it's really one of those meats that has to be medium rare. All right, Tina, so now we've sealed our kangaroo. I'm just going to throw it in the oven until it's that medium rare. So we'll just double check. We've still got a little bit to go, not too long. And in we go. All right, Tina, while that kangaroo's in the oven, we're going to finish off the sauce so it's all ready to go. So I'll get our jus that we spoke about before. It's quite thick, so I've got a little bit of chicken stock here that I made earlier, but you can use water or really whatever you want just to thin it out. You just don't want it becoming too thick. Yep. And then we're going to add some of our chocolate. Not too much because you don't want it becoming overpowering. You can see the chocolate just starting to melt. As soon as that chocolate melts, it's done. It's ready to go, and that's done. Let's check our Kangaroo. Okay, that's about medium rare. Okay, probably more on the medium side, but it's still fine and very servable. All right, Tina, you ready to put it together now?
Yeah, I'm ready to eat it actually.
All right, okay, let's have a look. So the first thing on the plate is our rhubarb, which we did earlier. So I'm just going to lay it long, like so, and spread it out. Okay, it doesn't have to be too pretty because there's going to be lots of ingredients on top of it.
It looks very pretty. The colour's beautiful.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is lay down our splash of colour. So a couple of bits of green, again, sort of can be, laid out all over the plate. Doesn't really matter. We'll get our radicchio and spread that out. That's for the bitterness. Okay, then I'm going to cut up the Kangaroo. Now with the Kangaroo, it's very important that you cut against the grain. So what that means is if you imagine that a piece of meat is a bit of wood or a tree, you want to cut across, not long. If you cut long, it's going to be very tough. If you cut across, it shortens the grains and makes it much easier to chew. All right, so now we're going to lay it out. So I just take my Kangaroo and display it long ways because that really is, I guess, the centerpiece or the showpiece of the dish. Okay, Tina, now I'm just going to put the chocolate jus on.
Oh, yummy.
Like so, okay, and that's good. Now a little bit of the rhubarb for sweetness. We don't want any of that fluff at the top.
That looks gorgeous. Stunning.
There you go, and there you have it, a bittersweet peppered Kangaroo.
Thank you. I'm going to enjoy that.
You're welcome. Yeah, Tina.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
On behalf of GRTV Kitchen and Four Doors, till next time, keep cooking. I'm going to enjoy this.